good.
So the first part, we're going to go through our product brochure, section by section. The first category of specialty oscillators are OCXOs, oven-controlled crystal oscillators. We will discuss ultra-low noise, ultra-stable double ovens, low-power OCXOs, standard 14-pin dip, reduced size, 20 by 20 millimeter, and various industry standard packages in general models. And let me explain something about general models. Anytime you go to the website will show you for an industry standard, 25 by 22 millimeter, for example, there will be OCXO 13, let's say 1322. Any OCXOs that are, or TCXOs, or any other oscillators that have 13 with 2 other digits is a general model. It's not a custom specification. What I mean by that is it gives you a general idea of the performance range in that particular oscillator package. For example, a general frequency range would make, say, 2 megahertz to 80 megahertz, or 8 megahertz to 100 megahertz. The point is, it's a general model, and for your specific customers, they are going to help you decide what specifically they need from that general model. Once we get the requirements from you, we convert that into a custom data sheet with a new part number. The part number might look a lot different than the general model part number. So in other words, we have a number of different data sheets on our website that are what we call eye candy. They're just general models. The factories that manufacture those general models, it might be 1 or 2 or 3 different factories that we might use depending on the factory's expertise for that particular frequency range or stability criteria or phase noise performance. So we'll go through this structure, and by the way, the structure you have in your product brochure, every device that is in the new product brochure is a PDF document you can retrieve on the website. And I think that's important. We're trying to make our brochures match the format of how we show the devices and data sheets on our website. So in OCXOs, for example, and let me scroll down to that particular region of the product brochure. Actually, before we get into the specific products, one of the pages or 2 we have on the brochure is helpful to the representatives because we list out different applications, all the different possible applications of oscillators and crystals in the electronics marketplace. So you can go through this and you can see all the different applications, for example, navigation and entertainment systems. This is all basically under automotive. Cable modems, digital switching, femtocells, meaning cell phone base station systems. All the different applications are listed. That way the representative can decide which accounts in his territory use specialized oscillators and crystals in their end use, in their products. And so hopefully this helps us zero in on a particular niche marketplace in your territory that is compatible with dynamic engineers. So now we'll go into the OCXO subcategories. And one other just quick thing, the www.dynamic, capital D, engineer.com, www.dynamiceng.com is our US website. We do have a Hong Kong website, but they're a little different in terms of what we promote to our European and Asian customers. And again, that relates to how our business is set up and structured and our relationship with different suppliers in various parts of the world. So there is some differences in what we're going to promote, both in Hong Kong or Asia market, European market, and in the US market. So heading to the OCXO subcategories, we first want to discuss ultra-low noise performance. In ovenized oscillators, ultra-low noise is a specialty category in and of itself. Because in OCXO design, there are trade-offs between getting the best possible phase noise that is in direct conflict with getting the best possible stability. There are a lot of electrical engineering reasons why that's the case, but usually when customers want to focus on getting a low phase noise OCXO, they're generally, 90–95% of the time, they're not as concerned with the frequency stability over temperature or the long-term aging. And here's the reason why. The ultra-low noise OCXO is located in a part of their product that is a reference for a synthesizer module. The synthesizer module will have a function which phase locks the low noise OCXO to another lower frequency OCXO for the stability. So in most transceiver systems, radar systems, navigation systems, high-end communication systems, the low noise OCXO will phase lock to a more stable OCXO somewhere else, either in the box or a signal line that's coming into the box from some other part of, say, the base station infrastructure site, the building site. So for very low noise OCXOs, we can offer those from anywhere from 10 megahertz to roughly 130 megahertz as a frequency range. For low noise, you have 5-volt versions, 12-volt versions. And as I alluded to earlier, you notice that the OCXO part numbers in the ultra-low noise category, there are no 13XX part numbers. The reason is these are all custom data sheets that we have generated. Most of these already have ongoing customers. We have ongoing business with most of these part numbers. I'm not saying them all, but some of these are not as active as others. But we have shipped product to a customer if it's a custom part number or it's in the late stages of a quotation process. Haven't shipped yet, but it's a specific requirement. So you can see right away, whenever you see a part number with one frequency listed, it's a custom specification for that specific customer. So you can see 10 megahertz, 12.8 megahertz, 100 megahertz, 80 megahertz. Sometimes in ultra-low noise applications, your customer will talk about G sensitivity. And in general, without getting too technical, G sensitivity is a criteria that measures the OCXO's performance when it's under vibration. So the lower the G sensitivity, the better the phase noise of this OCXO when it's being vibrated. For example, a SATCOM system that's on a Jeep or a vehicle on rough terrain. That OCXO phase noise is degrading by a certain amount. The G sensitivity of that OCXO, the lower it is, the better the performance of that SATCOM system while the vehicle is in transit, under vibration. So low phase noise, SATCOM systems on vehicles, low phase noise in test instruments. Dynamic Engineers is very strong understanding applications where ultra-low noise OCXOs are used, for example, in very high resolution or wide dynamic range signal analyzers for the signals and intelligence community, monitoring the border for movement on the border, monitoring enemy tank movements in Afghanistan or Iraq or wherever. Low phase noise OCXOs in test instrumentation and these high resolution. Also in radar systems, navigation systems, ground stations, satellite ground stations. You will find that the amount of competitors for low noise OCXOs is less than a handful compared to other OCXO applications like cell phone base stations, which have 30, 40, 50 global suppliers all battling each other for very high volume cell phone base station business. That is not the type of OCXO business that Dynamic Engineers is going to be strongest in. In other words, an application that needs 500,000 OCXOs will be usually much bigger companies competing for that business. What we want to see in our low noise subcategory, for example, are oscillators that are very low noise, very high performance. The product requires 100% testing for phase noise. The product might ship 500 or 1,000 or 2,000 units a year once it's qualified. That's the type of opportunities we're going to be strongest in supporting you. Those are the type of opportunities that require extensive spec negotiation with the highest level R&D engineers in your particular account. Usually, this is not a purchasing activity. This is usually a design engineer that is just speccing out an opportunity. Now,